It's not out of the ordinary for Afghan military officials to come to the U.S. for training. And as a National Guard search for 3 missing soldiers demonstrates, it's getting more common for them to vanish, too. Sunday night, the Massachusetts National Guard said 3 Afghan soldiers who were participating in an international training exercise in Cape Cod went missing. They were picked up Monday by Canadian border agents after the men made it across the Rainbow Bridge, which connects the U.S. to Canada near Niagara Falls. It's not yet known where they were going or why. The disappearing act came around the same time as a similar story from Virginia. 2 Afghan policemen who were training with the DEA went missing last week. The 2 men were also found in the Buffalo, New York area. In both cases, the media coverage when Afghan soldiers went missing had a pretty strong note of tension, despite assurances from military officials that none of the men posed a threat.
That's the big question right now. Did they go sightseeing, or did they get lost, or et cetera, or do they have other agendas that we don't know about at this time?
They've all been vetted and polygraphed, but given the war over there and threats, tourists and others express concern.
I think we have, here, and we're not keeping track when we're training them.
A blogger at Breitbart laid it all out there. Numerous terrorist attacks, including the recent killing of a U.S. Army general, have been carried out by uniformed Afghan soldiers or security forces. He's referring to so-called green-on-blue attacks, where uniformed Afghan soldiers turn their guns on coalition troops, including Americans. There have been at least 4 such attacks this year. But in this case, media analysts suggest a more benign motive for the disappearances.
In a lot of countries, there's a belief that Canada has more relaxed refugee or immigration laws, and there's a serious concern among Afghans that as the coalition prepares to leave, they will be left at the Taliban's mercy.
Asylum-seeking behavior certainly isn't unheard of. Earlier this month, a senior Afghan military officer was sent to London to carry his country's flag at a NATO summit. He immediately went from the airport to a police station and asked to be sheltered in the UK. For Newsy, I'm Zach Toombs.